Hello and welcome to Python Fundamentals. In this course, we learn the underpinning Python programming skills, preparing for our journey towards mastering the Django Framework and the Python programming language. This tutorial is part of a series of tutorials. You can find the link to the whole playlist in the video description. This tutorial is from our Python Programming Fundamentals for Django Developers course, which you can find and purchase on Udemy. You will find all the latest and updated tutorials, as well as resources and assessments to help accelerate your learning of the subject. The link to the course, which will always provide the best price, can be found in the video description. Now, understanding the basic construct of an if statement, utilizing else if and the else condition, let's think about other variations that you might want to use within your if statement. In the previous example, we created a variable. We assigned the string apple. We then created an if statement to check, to compare whether the variable stored the word or the string apple or whether it is storing the string pear. Now, we created two separate blocks here. Now, this code will run if the variable is storing the word apple, and this block here will run if the variable is storing the word pear. But what if we wanted to check if this variable stored apple or pear? So let's talk a little bit about combining conditions. So this is where we want to check for, or we want to create an expression potentially that is going to check or compare for multiple values, for example. So we have two tools here, logical and or. So these are the keywords that we're going to use when we are going to string together different expressions. So let's just see this in action. So if x is equal to apple, and then and, for example, or. So we have two keywords here. So let's use or first. So or x is equal to, for example, pear. So let's just remove all this code here for now. So if x is equal to apple, and then we use the keyword or, x is equal to pear, then we're going to print out apple. So let's give this a go. So we print out apple and we continue. If we change x to pear, run this again, you can see that we return the same output. Obviously, we're still printing apple here. So when we chain multiple expressions with the or, what we need to remember here is that either one of these expressions need to return true in order to run this true block in this if statement. That's the important bit here. So either this expression or this expression needs to be evaluated to true, either one of them. And then we would then go ahead and print out the word apple. So we run the true block here. So the alternative here is and. So let's try and see what happens here. So you can see, although this variable is storing pear and we are making a match here, what's happening here is that Python is reading this expression. It returns was evaluated to false. It reads this expression, it's evaluated to true. But because we're using and, Python requires both expressions to return true before the print is then initiated here in the true block. So or means essentially that one of these need to return true, and refers to the fact that both expressions need to return true in order to run the true block. That is the basics of combining conditions. Now, there may be many occasions where you need to utilize these tools in order to fulfill the requirements of your application, the logic that you need to build in your application.